Bring in News Nation's Elizabeth Prann, who is live in Atlanta. And Elizabeth, there was so much early voting in the state. How are the lines there today?
Yes, and I do want to let you know, Nichole, there have been some threats called into Fulton County precincts, which, by the way, there are 177 opportunities precincts in just Fulton County alone. Authorities reassure us that it is safe. They are doing investigations. Everyone can come and vote. And I will say, it is very evident that Georgia has worked on all of this over the past 4 years. The lines are about 2 minutes long. People are in and out. Just a check-in time is less than a minute, 49 seconds. If you were to see this location 2 years ago during the midterms, when Georgia voted in 2 Democratic senators, as you know, a Republican governor, the Democratic senators, the line was across, wrapping around the building. You can absolutely see that the Georgia Secretary of State has made a number of changes to the way that Georgia votes, which includes the early voting. As you mentioned, more than 4 million. So he anticipated about 1 million today. We spoke with some of those voters, and we spoke with first-time voters, a lot of them incredibly enthusiastic. Here they are.
Considering, women having the right to vote since 1965, having a woman on the ballot, having a woman of color on the ballot, and doing it with my son is very nostalgic.
We all can make a change in our country, so everybody should just come out and vote.
We did hear from the Georgia Secretary of State just yesterday, and he did tell us that he anticipates the results to come in right around 8 p.m. Eastern. They're going to start tabulating those votes at 7 p.m. Eastern in the system. As we mentioned, 4 million already in. So perhaps earlier results than we had anticipated. Nichole?
Right. So, Elizabeth, what is the feeling on the ground there in Georgia, in Atlanta?
Well, I would say that everyone who we have spoken with this morning is just incredibly enthusiastic. A lot of them, quite honestly, are probably elated to see the end of those ads, right? If you look at how many times the candidates have been here and how much money has been spent on ads. So the candidates and or their surrogates have visited about 49 times. They've spent, according to some of the polling or sort of the data, about $318 million on television, on streaming ads. If you look at some of the demographics of the vote from back in 2020, it's understandable why. As you mentioned, the state was won by less than 12,000 votes. We've been breaking down some of that early data from the voting, and we can see that the majority of voters are between the ages of 60 and 64. 55% of them are women, and according to some of the exit polling, Nichole, it appears that about 500,000 of them are between the ages of 18 and 24, which means we are seeing quite a few of that younger generation, some of those low propensity voters who are turning out this election cycle. Nichole?
All right. So Elizabeth Prann on the ground for us there in Atlanta. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.